G'day boys, so today we looked at the partial product strategy. Now if you're having difficulties working out how to do the partial product strategy, the best way to do it is to follow along with this video and you can watch it at home. So let's start with something simple. The word partial obviously is talking about the actual, what we can do to make these numbers into parts. So if I give you the multiplication sum 42 times 5. Now we can't really split the 5 into parts because that's in the ones column. However, we've got two digits here that we can make a little bit smaller. So if we break this number into parts, we can turn this into 40 and we can split it into 2. So 4 10s and 2 1s. Now, on the top of our head, 42 times 5 is quite difficult to understand. So the best way to do this is now we've split into parts that are a lot easier to multiply. 5 times 40 is a lot easier than 5 times 42. Okay, so this is how we set it out. We draw our rectangle, as we did in class today, and you split your box into 2 because we've got two numbers here, 40 and 2. Now we're multiplying by 5, so our 5 goes there, our 40 goes down here, and our 2 goes here. Now it's a simple cross multiplication, 5 times 40 and 5 times 2. So we write down our number sentence, 4 times 5, 40 times 5 and 2 times 5. 5 times 4 we know is 20, and if we add the 0 onto our 40 onto the end of this, it becomes 200, and 2 times 5 equals 10. Now 42 times 5 doesn't equal 200 and then 10, so you must do something with these two numbers. As we said, we must add them together. 200 plus 10 equals 210. So now we know 42 times 5 equals 210. Perfect, good job. Let's do a little bit different. What if we change our sum to a larger number now? So because in our test we're not going to get really easy ones like that. Of course our test is there to test us. So something we can do that's a little bit harder. Let's do a little bit harder one. So what if we've got 1053 multiplied by 6. Now, we've got a 4-digit number here. So generally we would think let's split this into 4 parts. However, there's a 0. So when we've got a 0, you don't need to split that because you can't split a 0 into anything. So I would split this into 3 numbers. I would put our 6 times there because we're multiplying by 6. And we look at our first digit. Our first digit is in the thousands column. So our 1 is worth 1,000. Now the 0, we can't make that anything. So we look at our next number, which is the 5. It's in the tens column. So this would be 50. And then we've got our ones column, which is 3. So now I can do 3 simple multiplication sums to find out my answer. So I would go 1,000 times 6, 50 times 6, and 3 times 6. 1,000 times 6 would be 6,000. 5 times 6 is 30. And we've got a 0 there, so we'd put the 0 on as well. And then 3 times 6 is 18. Now, if we add all those numbers up together, we can do that. We get 8, 1 plus 0 equals 1, 3 plus 0 equals 3, and 6 plus nothing equals 6. So 1,053 times 6 equals 6,318.